Want to build mobile applications? In this video we will set up Flutter, the tool used to create them. Most people get stuck in this part. Errors, confusing steps, setup problems. But don't worry, I will show you everything step by step. Just follow me, and by the end, everything will work. Let's move to the first step. Android Studio is the main program we will use for coding. Go to the official website and download it. After the download, just run it and follow me. Choose the standard setup type, accept the terms and keep clicking next until the installation begins, and just wait until it's finished. When it's done, click finish. That's it. Android Studio is now installed. We will come back to it later for configuration, but for now, you can close it. Let's move to the second step. Go to the official Flutter website, you can explore it later, but for now, click Get Started. Choose your platform for the installation. I'm using macOS, so I will choose Mac. If you use Windows or Linux, don't worry, this video will still help you a lot. I also left a Windows setup guide in the description. Now let's install Git. First open the terminal, copy the command and paste it there. Since my Mac is completely clean, a window appears asking to install command line tools. Click Install, accept the terms, and wait for the installation to finish. In step 2, they recommend installing Visual Studio Code. It's a great code editor, but in this tutorial, we will use Android Studio instead. So we can skip this step. If you want, you can still install it later. Now we need to install Flutter itself. Scroll down to the Install and Setup Flutter section. Then click Install Flutter manually. Scroll a little lower and download the archive. As you can see, there are two versions for different processors. To check which one you have, open About this Mac in your Mac settings. I have an Apple Silicon processor, so I will download this version. If you have an older Intel Mac, choose Intel instead. Next, create a folder named Develop, just like in the instructions. Then unzip the archive into that folder. Now we need to connect Flutter to the system. This will allow us to use the Flutter command from the terminal. Open the terminal and run this command. Now we need to specify the location of the Flutter folder. Just replace the example link with the location of your own Flutter/bin folder. And here is a small life hack. You can drag the bin folder directly from Finder into the terminal window. This location will appear automatically. Now save the file. Press Ctrl+X, then Y and press Enter. Next, run this command. The source command reloads the updated settings without restarting the computer. Now let's make sure everything works correctly. Run this command flutter --a version. You should see the Flutter version, just like on my screen. By the way, here's a small terminal life hack. There is a command called clear that cleans the terminal, but we can make it even faster with an alias. An alias is just a short command. Instead of typing clear, I will only type one letter, C. Open the file again. And at the bottom, add this line, alias C equals clear. Now save the file again. Press Ctrl+X, then Y and press Enter. Next, run this command. Now let's check the version of Dart. Run this command. Dart is the programming language used by Flutter. This is what we will use to build our applications. And now, let's test the alias. Type C and press Enter. As you can see, the terminal is clean. Flutter is now installed and ready to use. Now it's time for the next step. Now let's configure Android Studio. We already completed the first two steps earlier, so we can skip them. Now let's continue with the next steps. Open Android Studio and go to SDK Manager. Next, make sure the first entry with API level 36 is selected. In my case, version 36.1 is selected, and that works perfectly. These requirements can change over time. So if you see a different API version in the future, just choose the version recommended in the official instructions. For example, I will also install version 37. Now click Apply and wait for the component to finish downloading. After that, open the SDK Tools tab. Check that everything from the list is installed. If something is missing, select it, click Apply and wait for the installation to finish. Next, we need to accept the Android licenses. Open the terminal and run this command. Now review the licenses and accept everything that is required. Next, we need to install an Android virtual device. Open Android Studio again, then open Virtual Device Manager. Click Create Virtual Device. For example, I will choose Pixel 10 Pro. If the system image is not installed yet, download it first. The system image is basically the Android version used by the emulator. Now click Finish. Next, open Additional Settings. Scroll down and set graphics acceleration to hardware, just like the Flutter team recommends. Now click Finish again. Next, let's make sure everything works correctly. Run this command, Flutter Doctor. As you can see, we still do not have Xcode installed. We also do not have CocoaPods installed. We will come back to these later when we set up iPhone development. But for now, Android should already work correctly. Now let's create a folder named Projects. This is where we will store our applications. Next, open Android Studio again. Go to the Plugins section, find the Flutter plugin and install it. To activate the plugin, restart Android Studio. And that's it. Android Studio setup is complete. Now let's create a Flutter project. Open the terminal, navigate to the projects folder that we created earlier and run the following command. Flutter create my first app. This command creates your first Flutter project. Now open the created project in Android Studio. Here you can see the default code generated by Flutter. This is basically your first test application. Now let's launch the Android Emulator. Open the Device Manager tab and press the Start button. As you can see, the emulator is now running correctly, and now it's time to launch our first application. At the top, in the device list, select the Pixel 10 Pro emulator and press the play button. This is the first launch, so Flutter starts downloading additional components. This button is the normal way to launch applications, but on the first launch, it often ends with errors. I'm showing this so you know about it in the future. So for the first launch, it's better to use the terminal instead. Run this command, Flutter devices. Now you can see the same list of devices that we saw earlier in Android Studio. Copy the emulator name from the second column. In my case, it is emulator 5554. Now run this command. This command will launch the application and install all required components correctly. And as you can see, everything works. Now you can stop the process, click inside the terminal window and press Ctrl+Z on your keyboard. Now try launching the application again using the play button. This time everything should work correctly. From now on you can use this button normally. And that's it. We successfully launched our first Flutter application on Android. Now let's fix the remaining issues from Flutter Doctor and move to the next step. As you remember, Flutter Doctor showed us a few problems. Now let's fix them. First, open the App Store and install Xcode. After the installation is finished, return to the terminal and run Flutter Doctor again. Now Flutter asks us to accept the Apple license agreements. You can run the command they suggest, or just follow me and open Xcode manually from the App Store. A dialog will appear. Press Agree and install all required components just like I do. Now wait for everything to finish downloading. After that, run Flutter Doctor again. As you can see, the first problem is now fixed. Now let's fix the second issue, installing CocoaPods. Open the official CocoaPods website and follow the instructions. First, run this command, brew install Ruby, and immediately we get an error. The command does not exist. That means we need to install Homebrew. Homebrew is a package manager for macOS. It helps install developer tools directly from the terminal. Open the official Homebrew website, copy the installation command, paste it into the terminal, enter your password, and wait for the installation to finish. Now return to the terminal and run the command again, brew install Ruby. This time the installation starts correctly. Now we just wait for it to finish. Next, run the command to install CocoaPods. Enter your password and press enter. This command can take a very long time. In my case, it only worked after several attempts. Sometimes this happens because of internet issues or background processes. Once again, another error. But don't worry, errors are a normal part of development. You will see them all the time. The important thing is learning how to solve them. In the error message, we are asked to install FFI. So let's try installing it. And as you can see, another error. I searched a little and I found this command. This installs tools for managing Ruby versions. Now let's try installing FFI again. Still no luck. So let's keep going. Run this command. This installs a newer Ruby version that may work better with our setup. After the installation finishes, run. This sets the new Ruby version as the default one. Now let's try installing FFI again. And once again, same error, but we keep moving forward. Now run this command. This adds RB&V initialization to our terminal configuration file. Next, run. This reloads the terminal settings immediately. And now let's install FFI one more time. This time, success. Now let's return to installing CocoaPods. And finally, no errors. Run Flutter Doctor again. And now we can see, no issues found. Congratulations. At this stage, we fixed all the setup problems. Now let's launch our application on the iPhone simulator. By now, all required Xcode components should already be installed. Open Xcode, then in the top menu select Xcode. Open Developer Tool, Simulator. At the bottom, you can right-click and choose a different device if you want. And for demonstration, I will close the simulator and show you another way to open it. Open Spotlight Search and type Simulator. That's it. The simulator will launch normally. Now open Android Studio again and open the project we created earlier. In the device list, choose the iPhone simulator and launch the application. And look, everything works. Now watch this. I change the text in the code, press Command+S, and the changes appear instantly. This Flutter feature is called Hot Reload. Congratulations! You completed a huge setup process. And as a bonus, let's install another useful tool called Flutter Version Manager. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you soon on DevTrack.